then, Casca? Braucht you Caesar home? Why are you breathless and why stare you so?
Are you not moved? When all the sway of earth shakes like a thing on film? Oh, Cicero, I have seen tempests when the scolding winds have rived the knotty oaks, and I have seen the ambitious ocean swell and rage and foam to be exalted with the threatening clouds. But never till tonight, never till now did I go through a tempest-dropping fire. Either there is a civil strife in heaven, or else the world too saucy with the gods incenses them to send destruction.
Why saw you anything more wonderful?
A common slave, you know him well beside, held up his left hand, which did flame and burn like 20 torches joined, and yet his hand, not sensible of fire, remained unscorched. Besides, I have not since put up my sword. Against the Capitol I met a lion who glazed upon me, and went sorely by without annoying me, and there were drawn upon a heap 100 ghastly women transformed with their fear, who swore they saw men all in fire walk up and down the streets. And yesterday, the bird of night did sit e'en at noonday upon the marketplace, hooting and shrieking. When these prodigies do so conjointly meet, let not men say these are their reasons, they're natural. For I believe they are portentous things unto the climate that they point upon.
Indeed, it is a strange disposed time, but men might construe things after their fashion, clean from the purpose of the things themselves. Comes Caesar to the Capitol tomorrow?
A doth, for I did bid Antonio send word to you I will be there tomorrow.
Good nicht then, Casca. This disturbed sky is not to walk in.
Farewell, Cicero.
What's there?
A Roman.
Casca be your voice.
Your ear is good. Cassius, what night is this?
A very pleasing night to honest men.
Whoever knew the heavens menace so?
Those that have known the earth so full of thoughts. For my part, I have walked about the streets, submitting me unto the parlous night, and thus unbrassed, Casca, as ye see, have bared me bosom to the thunderstone. And when the cross-blue lightning seemed to open the breast of heaven, I did present myself e'en in the eye and very flash of it.
But wherefore did you so much tempt the heavens? It is the part of men to fear and tremble when the most mighty gods betoken send such dreadful heralds to astonish us.
You are dull, Casca. And those sparks of life that should be in a Roman you do want, or else ye use not. You look pale, and gaze and put on fair, and cast yourself in wonder to see the strange impatience of the heavens. But if you would consider the true cause, why all these fires? Why all these gliding ghosts? Why birds and beasts from quality and kind? Why old men, fools and children calculate? Why all these things change from their ordinance, their natures and preformed faculties to monstrous quality? Why you shall find that heaven hath infused them with these spirits to make them instruments of fear and warning unto some monstrous state. Now, could I, Casca, name to thee a man most like this dreadful night, that thunders, lightens, opens graves, and roars as doth the lion in the Capitol? A man no mightier than thyself or me in personal action, yet prodigious grown and fearful as these strange eruptions are.
'Tis Caesar that you mean, is it not, Cassius?
Let it be who it is. For Romans now have 1,000 limbs like to their ancestors, but woe the while our fathers' minds are dead, and we are governed with our mothers' spirits. Our yoke and sufferance show us womanish.
Indeed. I say the senators tomorrow mean to establish Caesar as a king, and he shall wear his crown by sea and land, in every place save here in Italy.
You know where I will wear this dagger then. Cassius, from bondage, will deliver Cassius. Therein ye gods ye make the wake most strong. Therein ye gods ye tyrants do defeat. Nor stony tower, nor walls of baten brass, nor ireless dungeon, nor strong links of iron can be retentive to the strength of spirit. But life being wary of these worldly bars never lacks power to dismiss itself. If you know this, know all the world besides, that part of tyranny that I do bear, I can shack off at pleasure.
So can I. So every bondman in his own hand bears the power to cancel his captivity.
And why should Caesar be a tyrant then? Poor man. I know he would not be a wolf, but that he sees the Romans are but sheep. We're no lion, we're not Romans' hinds. Those that with hast will make a mighty fire, begin it with wake straws. What trash is Rome, what rubbish and what awful, when it serves for the base matter to illuminate so vile a thing as Caesar. But oh grief, where hast thou led me? I perhaps spake this before a willing bondman. Then I know my answer must be mad. But I am armed, and dangers are to me indifferent.
You spake to Casca, and to such a man that is no fleeting telltale. Hold, my hand. Be factious for redress of all these griefs, and I will set this foot of mine as far as who goes farthest.
There's a bargain mad. Now know you, Casca, I have moved already some certain of the noblest-minded Romans to undergo with me an enterprise of honourable dangerous consequence, and I do know by this thy stay for me in Pompey's porch. For now this fearful night there is no stirrer walking in the streets, and the complexion of the element in favours like the work we have in hand. Most bloody, fiery, and most terrible.
Stand close a while, for here comes one in haste.
'Tis Cinna. I do know him by his guide. He is a friend.
Cinna, where asked you so?
To find you out. Was that Metello Cimber?
No, it is Casca. Unincorporated to our attempts. Am I not stayed for Cinna?
I am glad on't. What a fearful night is this. There's 2 or 3 of us have seen strange sights.
Am I not stayed for? Tell me.
Yes, you are. O Cassius, if you could but win the noble Brutus to our party.
Be you content. Good sinner. Take this paper and look you lay it in the praetor's chair where Brutus may but find it, and throw this in at his window. Set this up with wax upon old Brutus' statue. All this done, repair to Pompey's porch where you shall find us. Is Decius Brutus and Trebonius there?
All but Metella Cimber, and he's going to seek you at your house. Well, I will hie and so bestow these papers as he bade me.
That done, repair to Pompey's theatre. Come, Casca. You and I will yet ere die see Brutus at his house. 3 parts of him is ours already, and the man entire, upon the next encounter, yields him ours.
Oh, he sits high in all the people's hearts, and that which will appear offence in us, his countenance, like richest alchemy, will change to virtue and to worthiness.
Him and his worth, and our great need of him, you have right well conceited. Let us go, for it is after midnight, and ere day we will awake him, and be sure of him.
What, Lucius, oh! It cannot be the progress of the stars give guess how near to die. Lucius, I say! I would it were my fault to sleep so soundly. When, Lucius, when? Awake, I say! What, Lucius?
Call you, my lord?
Get me a tapper in my study, Lucius. When it is lighted, come and call me here.
I will, my lord.
It must be by his death. And for my part, I know no personal cause to spurn at him, but for the general. He would be crowned. How that may change his nature. There's the question. It is the bright day that brings forth the adder, and that craves wary walking. Crown him. That, and then I grant we put a sting in him, that at his will he might do danger with. The buse of greatness is when it disjoins remorse from power, and to speak truth of Caesar, I have not known when his affections swayed more than his reason. But 'tis a common proof that lowliness is young ambition's ladder, whereto the climber upward turns his face. But when he once attains the utmost round, he then unto the ladder turns his back, looks in the clouds, scorning the vast degrees by which he did ascend. So Caesar am I. Then, least am I. Prevent. And since the quarrel will bear no colour for the thing he is, fashion it thus, that what he is, augmented, will run to theirs and theirs extremities. Therefore think him as a serpent's egg, which hatched would as his kind grow mischievous, and kill him in the shell.